Hey y'all, what's up? So today we're going to be talking about staying strong in the planner season. And honestly, you know what? I'm not telling you to not buy anything. I'm not telling you to not buy all the things. That's not what we're here for today. We are here if you want to be here and talk about logical and rational ways of finding and selecting a 2026 planner systems book, whatever universe that is going to have a better ability to stick. There are people that love a good planetary system. You know, they have one main that, you know, all the others kind of rotate around. And sorry, shaking the table there. And you know, that's fine. That's fine. But let's even choosing a planetary system. Let's look and see how we can do it better and how we can get there without a lot of planner regret. And let's try to take FOMO out of the equation. That's really what we're after, right? Because it's not about choosing a system, because we all want to choose systems or whatever that's going to work for us. I don't know anybody that wants to buy a planner and be like, oh, that didn't work. You know, that's everybody, or at least what I see in the planner community. People have guilt about that, about wasted money, especially in this economy. You know, we trying to make our dollars stretch a little bit longer and make more wiser decisions. So, this is what we're going to do today, okay? And this is part one. So there's going to be another part of this. And, you know, I would just, you know, I'm here trying to even keep myself from planner hopping, honestly, because Sterling Ink be Sterling Inkin', and she be showing out over there with her stuff. And if you think I have not sat here and thought about burning my whole system to the ground and just buying one of her common planners, you would be wrong. If you think that I didn't have on sale Hobonichi in my Amazon cart this week, you would also be wrong. Just because I see all the stuff coming out, and I'm like, well, if I buy one now and kind of try it out, you know, maybe, you know, I'll get one or something. Maybe I can use it for work. Maybe I can use it, any excuse, any sort of rationalization has gone through my head. Like, oh, well, all these planners you have, you can just sell them. You can just sell all of them. And I could. Don't get me wrong. I could absolutely do it. And that's fine if I would choose to do that. But I need to look at it logically, not be FOMO'd by it, right? Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to set aside all the FOMO. We're not going to think about any other book. All we're going to look at is what is in front of us. So what are we using currently? And here's the thing. You don't need to be using something currently to do this. Let me grab a pen, because apparently I have left my pen somewhere. And the fact I just had a pen in like my possession, just threw it in the bottomless pit of this basket is ridiculous. But so first thing we're going to do is set aside all the other systems. We're just going to pretend like they don't exist as much as we can. And we're only going to look at what's in front of us. We're only going to look at what we're using right now. And if you're not using something right now, hear me out. You don't really need to be. let's say you're new to the planner planner community, this can help you too. So be it seasoned or newbie, this is kind of a logical step through process to look at what you need and what you want. Okay, so, all right. So we're not going to think about any other systems. We're not going to think about how this would fit into this and this and do that. And we're not doing any of that. We're just looking at our own system. That's step one. Block it all out. Just pretend it doesn't exist. Come with me in this fantasy land. All right. Step two. We're going to perform kind of a techo kai. Okay. We're gonna go through our system and we're gonna ask ourselves, what's working, what's not working, is it fun, is it functional, does it serve a purpose, what's the point? Okay, so and we're gonna make sure we include that, anything that's fun. So this overview is just fun for me. I just get to stick a sticker on it. And I get to move on at the end of the month. Is it functional? I mean, it could say, I could rationalize that it helps me mark time, and it does to a certain extent. I have another one that's just like this, but I mark off every day. That helps me mark time because I have bad, if you're new here, I'm neurospicy. I have bad ADD, so out of sight, out of mind. I also have time blindness, so this does help me kind of see the month. But honestly, it's just fun. It's just fun. I can do it another way. Just like here, I've been meaning to come back and like mark off all the months, because I had an original one from the beginning of the year, but I threw away all my personal inserts, so I had to remake all of them. But like this is my archive here. Somebody asked me what this was. It's a Chic Sparrow Dormouse Carol edition, something, I think. Anyways, I put rings in it and turned it into an archive. That's all it is. So this was 2024. And you can see where I just marked off the days with a thing and marked off the holidays, and that's basically all there is. And I don't know, did I put my 25 in here? I don't think I did. I am pretty sure I threw it all away. Yep, because this starts 2025, and so yeah. All right. So, but that's not the point at this point. We're just looking, and this is kind of what I did. I'm going to show you here kind of what I'm doing. I'm still working on mine. Where'd she go? Okay, so this is my 2026 plan. So I have insert, fun, functional, and am I taking it into 2026? And honestly, this is all I'm doing right now. I'm going through and I'm picking every insert. Is it fun? Is it functional? And then yes or no. Do I really need it? Things you want to think about, because this can get pretty detailed. So like when I'm looking at this is my AL tracker. I come through at the beginning of the year. I put all my paid holidays. I mark off my weekends with gray here because I'm off Saturdays and Sundays. I mark my pay periods so I know when I earn leave and between here. And then I mark off all my paid holidays in pink, and I had all my pre-planned, because I work for the governments. We plan our entire year of leave in October of the previous year. Make it make sense. Anywho, I put in all my pre-planned AL so that I could kind of see how it flows. And then I know that any other color in here or written in here is leave that I took that was not pre-planned, and then I add it up at the end of the year, and I can kind of plan to take that much next year. I know like the previous year, and because I did this 2024 too, I'll know between 2024 and 2025 kind of my average amount of leave, and I can let myself have that as a backup. So I need to make sure I have kind of that much in the bank going in. If I don't, I need to take less planned leave, that kind of thing, so that I can build up my leave. This is functional for me, purely functional. It works. I worked in 2024. It's worked this year great. It's going to work next year. CGM, this is my continuous glucose monitor. I was having issues with it, so I adopted this year because I was having a lot of errors. And so it kind of lets me track what fell off, what was new. Like this one fell off way early. So I definitely turned that one in. No, this one is the one that fell off way early. Because it was only like a week. So I definitely turned that one in. I was just making sure I was either turning them in if they fell off like super early, or there was an error. I made sure I kept it and I sent it back to the company so that they could, that's their quality improvement process. So we send it back in and they send me a new one. Yeah, so you know, this is functional for me because it helps me keep track of my monitors. It helps me keep track of how many have fell off, how many errors. It's because if a system's not working for me, then I'm able to go to my doc and say, hey, this thing has too many errors. I have too many problems. You know what? Let's try something else. And I was going to do that, but they switched their system and discontinued the one that was giving me a bunch of errors, came out with a new one. So, and that hasn't given me any errors yet. So we're keeping an eye on it. But anyway, things like that. So this trigger list is a personal trigger list that I made just for stuff in my life. It's piggybacked onto a Plan with B trigger task reminder trigger list. It's also got a packing guide in case I need it for some odd reason, but I just needed something on the back. This I use to go through and like if like this is like a decluttering list kind of thing, and different things I can do, and like these I can do while I'm in bed. So low energy trigger list things that I can do that I don't have to have a lot of energy to do. It just works for me, so that will go into 2026. So you get the general idea. These lists are my lifeline. Those will go into 2026. I'll probably clean them up and change them around, but you know, I'm a list maker. That's my bread and butter. So I'll go through here, do that with each single one of my inserts. You can do it if you're a book person. You can do it with a layout. What about their goal planning section? Like, so for me, this is my goal planning section. I didn't do it until the end of the year because I wasn't going to do it this year, but I decided, you know what, I got to get my butt out of a rut. So I made some goals. I went through and broke them down. But I'm going to start the year with these next year. So I'm definitely going to be doing these. You know, but look at, like, I know Sterling Ink has a goal planning section. Does that section work for you? Look at each part of the section. Do those work for you? Is there something else you could, you know, do you want to keep doing that? Do you want to keep tracking what you're tracking? You can look at your trackers if you printing off like little sticky trackers like I have in the past. You know, is your tracking working out? Do you need to, you know, is it working for you? Are we going to continue to do that in 2026? So just look at what you have, what's working, what's not. look at each insert, look at each spread. Is it fun? Is it functional? No matter which one it falls into, is it something you want to continue to do? You know, write it down. Just don't say, yeah. No. Write it down. Make a list. Okay? It's going to be important. You want to know what each section is, what each insert, spread, how it works for you. If you need to journal about it, are you a journaler? Look at each section, journal a little bit. How does it help you? Does it help your mental health? Does it help your physical health? Does it help you get to where you need to be on time? Because I've got news for you. This monthly, purely an overview. What helps me get to places on time is my weekly, when I plan it out. I do use this, but to plan out this, but I look at my weekly. I only reference this like once a week, or maybe twice if it's something changes, but I look here. So what gets you where you need to be? Are you getting to where you need to be using the system you're using? You know, think about these things, because you want to look internal first. Like I said, don't think about other things and how they can help you. Don't think about how you can put your tracker into a Sterling ink tracker, or don't think how you can put your trackers into Hobonichi, or none of that. That's not what we're doing. We're looking at our system in it. Is this helping me get what I need out of it? Okay? Why? If it's not, why? Okay? And then, you know, just follow that system through your, or follow that list through your whole system. Every insert, every spread, every tracker. Figure out, is it working? Is it not? Just yes, no. And is it something I really want to continue to do, because is it benefiting me some way, or is it just really fun and I like it, and it's fine too. Okay? Okay. That's step 2. Step 3, we're going to move on to our accessories, because this can take some time. Let's be honest. This is going to take me some time. Okay? So, you know, depending on what kind of time you have. But step 3, we're going to move on to our accessories. This is where, outside of our daily carries, most people have like a daily carry, or they have a planetary system. So outside of what you're physically using, okay, you're going to start looking at all your other stuff. What do you have? Now it's time to take stock. How much stickers do you have? How many vellums do you have? How much washi tape do you have? Now's the time. Now's the time. Take inventory. Take stock. What do you have? What do you use mostly? Because I want you to, while you're taking stock, I also want you to understand what you use. Not just what you have, but what you use. So as you're taking stock, as you're writing down what you have, do you use it? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. You're not trying to be, we're asking it in this moment right now. Do you use it? We're not trying to be a certain person. We're talking about the person that we are in our moment, right? Okay? So, do you use it? Are you using it? Is it serving you? Or is it sitting on a shelf? Now, we're not asking, oh, but I could use it. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, are you using it? Okay? What kind of pens do you find yourself using? Are they ballpoints? Are they gel? Are they fountain pen? What does that look like? That's going to be important. So I have a whole box of these. I also have a bunch of these because I want to use them. I also have a bag of just pen bodies, various pen bodies that I can use, that I can come and pick from. Because I usually use the same Pentel Energel. I do have some of these. They are the Roller Baller roller, is it roller? Uniball, roller, ball, vintage, something. This is the copper one. I usually use this one around Halloween time because it's got a little skeleton on him. As a nurse, I thought he was cute. But, you know, I have refills for these in case I want to use them. Do I use them? That's not the point. But I'm not using them right now, so I will put no. You know, I have a bunch of these. So am I using this right now? Yes, I am. These are actively in my service right now. I use, I've gone through like two or three of these, honestly, because I turn them over so much. I go through my Walmart list every week. Amazon, I need to order a bunch of Amazon and get it done. You know, and I just rotate these out. So yes, I actively use this. So you're going to take stock. You're going to look at what you have. Pull out what you have. Put it all together. Put it all in one place. Because the only way to know exactly what we have is to put it all in one place. Put it all on top of your desk. I don't care if it looks like a mess. That's the point. You need to understand the amount of stuff you have. Okay, and then I want you to note, are you using it? All right, so this is just a basic, are we using it? Not who we want to be, but what we are at this moment. Okay. Number 4, part of this stock is what planners do we have on our shelves that we tried this year? So outside of taking stock of what we used this year, what we're using right now, I should say, we want to take stock of also what we used this year, okay? Then I want you to remember every reason it didn't work. And I want you to remember every reason it did work, okay? And then I want you to make a list. Again, here I am, begging you to make a list. Why? It's going to serve 2 purposes. One, it's going to let us know currently why it didn't work and why it did work, okay? And then we're going to have this record somewhere. So when we come back to get FOMO'd again, or this planner becomes popular again, we have it to reference again why it worked, why it didn't work. Okay, so that as we start to make decisions, we have these records somewhere. I have a list of like why my pocket didn't work. I have a list of why the Hobonichi doesn't work. I have a list of Sterling ink, bound books, why they don't work. Stalogy, why it doesn't work anymore, because I can't see the grid. So, like these become very helpful in now and in the future. But for now, we're just going to say, think about what we used this year. What worked? What didn't work? Why does it not work? What did work in it? What elements helped or was very functional for us? Those kind of things, okay? And that's all you're doing. That's all you're doing, making a list, why it worked, why it didn't work on each system that you tried this year that you either have sitting on a shelf or you can remember buying and selling, okay? So that we have that written down somewhere, all right? Now, part 5, or step 5 in all this. Take a breath. Let it sit. Okay? Because I want you to think about your lists. Go back over them. Go back and kind of visit them in a couple of days. Okay? And think about all the things we talked about. So each insert, is it fun? Is it functional? Is it something we want to continue to do? Think about the systems, why they worked, why they didn't work. Make sure our lists are complete. Make sure we didn't miss things. Clean up our inventory. Did you find a stash of washi tape that was dead in the back of your closet and that we can throw out now? Great. Beautiful. Mark it off your inventory list. Okay? This takes a little bit, and I know this is a little late. And I know season is coming. We only have a couple of weeks. And we're going to feel pressured to buy things right away. And, but I think if you do nothing else but this part of the series, I think it'll be very helpful in just making a decision of going forward. I think if you do any other part, no other parts of this series, and I don't know how many parts there's going to be, you know, I want you to think about just where you are now. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay? I'm trying to, you know, tell myself that. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay? We tend to jump on bandwagons and then we're mad at ourselves because it doesn't work for us. Well, that's because that's somebody else's planner. That's somebody's baby. Somebody gave birth to that design. Somebody made that design. Somebody sold that design. Somebody made that planner to fit their brain. Or a overarching vague system that the planner community wanted or something like that. So it wasn't specific to you. And each individual person needs a specific system. Certain things work for them. Are you neurospicy? I'm a neurospices girls. That's why I has the thing. You know, I'm a macro organizer. So I have like everything in a list that makes sense to my brain. Like that's what it breaks down to. And I'm also enough OCD that if I mess something up, I can just pull it out and throw it away. So, you know, that's how my brain works. So think about what you like, what you don't like, because after you've gone through what you're currently in, even if it's a universal planetary system, you have multiple books for different things. Go through each one, figure out what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what's happening. You know, are you going to move it forward? Is it something you want to continue to do? And at least you have the basics. And then with your inventory of what you already have, you can make at least some kind of logical decision moving forward. So I say, if you don't do anything else, at least do that. At least sit down with yourself, take true inventory of where you are and what you have, and then make a decision. Because even if you're FOMO'd into something, maybe there will be a logical tickler in the back of your brain and you will hear my voice say, name, whatever your name may be, please say it this time. Insert here, name. Is this logically going to work for me? When I look at my list that Beverly made me make, does it touch points? Does at least the things I want or need, the basics, the calendar, the planner part, will it have enough stuff in it to get me to point A to point B to point C? Okay. Will it allow me to, you know, do that? Will at least get me to where I'm going and where I have to show up, that people depend on me, or I depend on myself to be. All right. So if you don't do anything else, at least take stock so you know where you are so you can move forward, what you have so you can move forward if you decide not to do any other part. okay? So I hope that makes sense for somebody. I hope it helps, if nothing else. And if you have any questions, put them down below, and we'll talk again. All right, until next time, y'all.